Hey everyone, today I'm going to take you through a very quick AI assisted workflow within Google Sheets itself that helps you refine a job description and make it much more effective. So let's set up the Google Sheet first. The way we're going to do this is we have some starting JD text. This is whatever we initially come up with. Then we're going to set up an HR manager persona, which is the system prompt to the AI flow that we do. Using this persona, we're going to critique the job description that we initially put down, and we're going to critique it on three different aspects: clarity, conciseness, and inclusivity. Once we have this critique, we're going to put ourselves, the human, in the loop, and we're going to say what actions do I want to take, including any notes about ignoring the feedback. Because if we don't like what the AI is doing, of course, we don't want to do it. So we do that. And then finally, we ask for a revised JD text, which kind of puts all of this together. So let's see how that's done. So let's start with the JD text. And I did a little text coloring trick here. So I'm just going to flip my text from white to blue. There we go. So I am right now pretending to be a hiring manager at Home Depot, which is the hardware and DIY retailer in the US. And I'm imagining that I might have a job description for a retail sales representative that looks something like this. Right, so it has a bunch of vanilla stuff. We're looking for a sales rep to join our team. This person will be key in driving sales. There's a bunch of duties. You have to interact with customers, yada, yada, yada. Goes on and on. Now let's set up the HR manager persona. So up here, again, same trick. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, so here again, this specifies the instruction to the AI on what we want the AI to behave as. And in this case, we're saying you're a helpful and experienced HR professional who specializes in writing effective and engaging job descriptions. And then I've said a little bit more about the task, but that's really the core of it. And I'm putting it in small text because once we've set this up, we can use this many times for successive JDs. Okay, now let's go to the critique portion. Here I'm saying critique the JD, provide 2 to 3 concrete improvement suggestions. I'm putting a 100-word max on it to prevent the AI from going on and on. And we have the 3 aspects which I've set up in 3 different columns, and you will soon see why. So let's first do the critique for clarity. Here now I'm going to pull in this formula, and it might look a little intimidating, but I will explain it to you. So we are using this function which is called AI call advanced. If I turn on formula help, I can see what it does. So the first thing it does, the first thing it has is it has a prompt. In this case, we're going to concatenate 2 strings for the prompt. So we're concatenating the above the line which says critique the JD dot dot dot, and we're concatenating it with clarity, which is the header for this column. So I have that. Then once I have that, I say, okay, what's my HR persona? So my HR persona here is actually E2. So this is my system prompt. That's why we needed the persona. Then we have our input text, in which case here my input text, I'm locking the column B. So my input text is going to be my starting JD. We can ignore temperature and model name. They're picked up as defaults. The output type, again, this is some additional advanced stuff that we might encounter in another one of my videos. But for now, let's run with this. So let's hit enter. Let's see if this works. And okay, there we go. So it's given some suggestions for clarity improvement. Now this is where the fun begins. Now I can just drag this formula to the right, and because of the way we set up the formula, it's going to critique the formula for conciseness. Here we go, and critique it for inclusivity. Okay, so now we have the opinion of our HR manager persona on the initial JD. Now what do we want? What do I want to do? So let's start saying what I want to do. So I might say clarity. So I might say clarity edit 1+ years work X. What else is it asking me? Concrete performance expectations. This is fine. Work schedule. Okay, I might say work schedule is 5 days a week. Rotation 8-hour shifts. Right. So this is I'm just giving it a little bit more info about my thing. So that's clarity. Then I might say conciseness. Accept suggestions, and inclusivity, I might say ignore one, okay with 2, and then include a equal opportunity employer statement from 3. Right. So I've made a very quick note of what I want to do about this. And then now we want to revise the JD text. So what I do here is I'm going to bring in another AI call. This time it's a different. I don't need the advanced call. I'm just going to take my simple AI call. I'm going to say, based on the information in the provided table, formulate an improved JD, max 300 words, in line with the actions I want to take. Um, Follow that bit carefully, max 100 words. And then my input text in this situation is basically this whole table. Close the bracket. Have a improved JD, clearly looks much better than what we started with, and it takes into account the AI critique feedback as well as the additional actions that I want to take. So this is combining the best of both worlds, and we have our revised JD right here. And as you can see, this is very easy to extend because you can change your persona. From an HR manager tomorrow, you might want to have a different function. We can change the dimensions that we put here, and we very nicely have ourselves, the human, in the loop, which makes sure that the final answer is something that does what we want, not something that the AI has come up with entirely on its own. So there we have it. For more information, ping me, and if you want this functionality within your sheets, it's something that we at Widget Labs have launched. Contact me for more info.